Alright, we got another Mailbag Monday video here for you. This week I got 6 packages. Now, if you watch my previous Mailbag Monday video, kind of got into a little hobby or side project of collecting old vintage postcards of places I've been to and around my hometown and things like that. So pretty much this is what this is going to be. So let's get started. So let's get started with this big package here first. Kind of interested to see what this is. Don't remember what I ordered this big. We're about to find out. An envelope inside of an envelope. All right. Oh yes, now I remember. Little backstory. A couple weeks ago I bought a postcard. And it was like $6-8, but it was very unique. I'd never seen one like that. I went ahead and bought it. When it came in, it was this size. Now this may not seem right, or it may seem like the right size. But here is a normal size postcard. These are large postcards or giant postcards, I believe they're called. Anyways, I think I got these for a couple bucks a piece. I actually got a really good deal on them. This is Rock City. Shows you some of the famous parts of Rock City. Not sure when these giant postcard. There we go. And can't tell what the postmark is on it. It looks like 52. I'm not sure. I have to look back at it. But you know, it has it was actually sent, but it's actually in pretty good shape for what it is. Let's look at the next one here. This is the C7 States at the top of Rock City. Little known fact, if you've ever been there, you really can't see Alabama from where it's at, because it's actually around the corner from Lookout Mountain. It's physically impossible to see Alabama. But if you ever get a chance to go to Rock City, definitely go there. Got some great views. Oh, okay, here's another one just like the one I got before. It was sent off to. It's hard to tell the postmark on there. It looks like 1952. I may be mistaken. I have to look at it a little bit better. But if I find the date, I'll put it here on the screen. And this one looks a little bit older. Or may just be made to look older. But anyways, this is the lookout point. Your C7 State sign is right in this area here. Called Lover's Leap. You got the Sky Bridge. And now, this is right in this area here is where that waterfall comes down. It's a man-made waterfall, but pretty interesting and real good views. And definitely check it out if you're getting in the Chattanooga area. Yeah, and that one's sent off too. Yep, and you can see that postmark really well. 1952. So I'm just going to assume most of them are all probably 1952. Anyways, I think I paid maybe $1 or $2 each for these. Really interesting. I just got to find a way to store them now without getting damaged. And up next here is another package here. Came from Missouri. I'm going to try not to use my knife opening these packages, because if you watch my last video, I actually ripped into one of my brochures that I got. But come to find out, I actually did have another one of those brochures that I already bought in a lot of 4 or 5 different brochures, so it wasn't a big loss that I cut it in that one, but still kind of hurt my pride, I guess you say. Let's see what we got here. This little invoice. Don't need to see all that. And see this right here? This is what I like. The seller takes the time, put a little piece of cardboard. You know, it could be a piece of a cereal box or something. Anyways, something to protect the card. And little things that count. I'll pay a little bit extra for shipping for stuff like this. Okay. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus in on this. This is Singer River Motor Court, 3 miles west of Pascagoula, Mississippi, on Highway 90. This is no longer there. This hasn't been there for years and years and years. I'm going to say probably 40 years plus it hasn't been there. But anyways, this is a card from my hometown, where I was born and raised at. Pretty interesting. Yep. Never was processed through the mail. It gives you a little bit about the motor court, you know, back before they had motels and stuff. They had the little, you know, condos or whatever you want to call them. Little small house you can come and stay a day or a week or whatever when you're traveling. Pretty interesting. I saw this. There's not too many postcards from around my hometown area because it's, you know, it's, who's ever heard of Pascagoula, Mississippi? There's a couple of famous people in the area that born and raised, but it's not a tourist destination, so I thought that was kind of cool to find a postcard from my hometown area. And up next we got this package here. Got a little bit of thickness to it. And I may have to use my knife because it's got a good tape around it, taping the label. Interesting. I bought some cards here a couple weeks ago, and some, you know, the seller put on there, do not bend, you know, do not put in the sorter. And of course the post office put it for the sorter and tore the card up just a little bit. Nothing bad. You know, I was more upset about the post office, but you know, what can you do? It's post office. Yeah, let's see if I can get it. Good clean cut right here. Doesn't feel like there's anything in that side of the card here, envelope. Gotta go for that tape. Tape's kind of got me. There we go. Oh. $2.99 Hillshire Farm sausage. All right. It's the little things, I guess, just to protect the cards. And see, they got a nice piece of cardboard in there protecting the cards. Like I said, it's the little things. I'll pay a little bit of shipping for stuff like this. Get this untaped off of here. Let's get rid of that tape. And they take this up well. Give me just a minute. All right. Got a handful of cards here. Went on a little spinning spree one night. Those late night things. You've all been there. This is the Incline Railway in Chattanooga. Now, you know, you may get tired, but I got a lot of cards coming in from Chattanooga area, just like the area that's where we got back from vacation here recently. I think this card is from 1915's area, some of that area. Never been used. It's in pretty good shape. Very cool. Like the older ones like that. More artwork than anything. Excuse me. Here's another one. And these telephone lines or power lines, they're not there anymore. And if you look right here off to the side, that's the halfway point, or they call it halfway point. There's another little small platform off to the side that used to stop there. That platform is still there. It's made out of rocks and everything. Pretty cool. But they don't stop there anymore. Sure they can, but they don't. Excuse me. And this one card was actually used But the postmark, all that's going to show up, that says 1908. This is probably my oldest postcard I have so far. Very cool. The card's over 100 years old now. Excuse me. Here's kind of man, kind of the same view, but without the train. You can see it's up there at the top, getting ready to come down or almost finishing its way up. It's got a little where they wrote to their friends or loved ones. And this one was used too, no problem. 1906. Very cool. 1906. That's the stuff I like. And here's a little more modern one. I want to say this is from the 50s or 60s era. I'm not exactly sure. That building, ticket building, is a little bit different. This building's gone, and they have an ice cream shop over here. Got some pretty good ice cream in it. Got some seating area in the back and the parking lot around the corner there. And this one was never sent off. Pretty interesting. Here's the top of the Incline Railway. I want to say this one is probably not the same era. Trains kind of look the same. Got the yellow front, yellow cab with a little black pinstriping on it. So probably about the same era. And it wasn't postmarked either, or ever sent off. The new Incline station. Now, I know at one point the original one caught fire. They had a problem with the motor or controls of the motor or something like that. They caught fire and they had to rebuild it also. This is the new station. This is from Rock City. When heading out towards the swinging bridge and all that, getting towards the edge of the mountain, you're coming down this path here. And this is actually still here. Little gnomes out there, but you can actually walk down in there. It's a shelter rock, I think is what it's called. Pretty interesting. This one was never sent off either. Pretty cool. This one, I'm gonna guess, I may be wrong, 30s or 40s. I'll see if I can find how old it is in the eBay listing. I got a bunch of cards from this seller. Okay, this is Craven's house. This is about 3/4 of the way up Lookout Mountain. It's a Civil War. They had battles in the Civil War, and I think this house actually predates the Civil War. I'm not exactly sure the history of it. Never got to see it when I was up that way, but I will be seeing it here within the next year or so. Can tell you a little bit about it there. And this card, probably 70s or 80s. It's not all that old, but still thought it was pretty cool looking. And the last one out of this bunch here. Here's another view of the Incline top station. This is the, it's like a reddish, orangish color. And let's see if it tells us. No, it doesn't tell us the date. It wasn't postmarked or ever used, but kind of give a little side-by-side look at the two cards and the two trains and the station. The station is the same, just kind of a different look at them, different perspective of them. Pretty interesting. On to the next one. We got another envelope here. Let's go ahead and get into it. invoice there, tell you what you bought. And they got it all protected. I like that. Thank you. Okay, now this is another look of the Incline Railway. This is actually facing down. Chattanooga's out this way, and this is St. Elmo, I believe it is, or Elmo. I think it's St. Elmo. Little suburb of Chattanooga. And not sure that's going to focus out on me there, but tells you a little bit more about it. It's pretty much the same thing as the other one was, the other card. And this one's postmarked 1912. It's also amazing how pretty people's penmanship was back in those days. Not like that anymore. You don't see too many people with really fancy handwriting or nice handwriting like that. Got a 1-cent stamp on it. You send a postcard for 1 penny. I don't even know how much it costs to send a postcard these days. I haven't sent one out in so long. Anyways. Now this one is Tennessee, but it's not Chattanooga. This is Gatlinburg. This is the aerial tramway that takes you from the city streets of Gatlinburg, the main downtown area, all the way up to Ober Gatlinburg, where it has like a little amusement park and some ice skating and souvenir shops and stuff like that. They got a couple rides and some attractions up that way. I think this is from the 70s, I believe it is. 60s or 70s. I'm going to say 70s. Tells you a little bit more about it there. We went to Gatlinburg, and I think it was 11 years ago, maybe 12 years ago now that I think about it. Probably 12 years ago. Really enjoyed that. Had a little ride there up the mountain. And here we got a envelope. They put some bunch of postage stamps on that one. Pretty cool. Never got into postage stamp collecting. I just couldn't get into it. Too much going on, and yeah, I'd lose them. Now this, I don't know. Just okay, there we go. It had me wondering there for a little while. Yep. This is, if I can get the camera to focus, there we go. This is the Holiday Inn that used to be in my hometown. It is no longer there. Pretty cool. And this is, I'm not sure the time frame on this, but it has area code 601, and we haven't been in the area 601 area code in probably 30 plus years. And this, I don't remember this. I'm 40 years old. I really don't remember this. It may have been around when I was a kid in the 80s, but don't remember it. Thought that was cool. It's another one of those things I found from my hometown. I'm not sure what this is right here. I guess it's just a little piece of cardboard to protect the card. But kind of interesting, whatever it is. Like a little mailer, you can send them some money or buy stuff, whatever. I don't know. On to the next one. And the last one for today. I know this Mailbag Monday is going on pretty long because that one package had quite a few cards in it. So, see if we can get through this one pretty quickly here. I'll learn my lesson one day, cutting in these cards like this. Here we go. Usually when they get an envelope this size, the cards are smaller than the envelope. So, anyways. I think this seller I probably bought, I can't tell you how many. Yep, sure is. If you remember my last video, you'll remember this card. This couple here has their own little website. They sell postcards online and on eBay. They have a lot of postcards, literally a lot. I don't know how much, but it is a lot. This is Point Park in Lookout Mountain. This is the Civil War park that is out there at Lookout Mountain. It is actually on the tip of Lookout Mountain. Behind here is a park, and all around the edge is walking trails. And at one point, the original incline came up the mountain here, and that's no longer there. There's a good backstory where a woman owned all this property and she was charging people to go out there, so on and so forth. So the company decided, hey, we're just going to we're going to build us a incline railway to come up the mountain, and we don't have to go for your tollway. Kind of funny. Anyways, it's interesting because on this point you can see all Chattanooga on this side, and literally walk around the corner, not even a minute away, and see all this way into western Tennessee and back off into Georgia. Actually, it is a little bit. Very cool place. It's a national park now. I think it costs you a couple bucks to get in. It's on the honor system, but that was the last thing we did when we were in Chattanooga. I just went there by a whim just to check it out, and when I got there, I kind of kicked myself in my pants because we didn't give it enough time to enjoy the place, because it was very beautiful and walking trails and all that stuff. But like I said before, we're gonna go back, take a look at it, and take you a little bit more about it here. That gate was erected in 1905. I'll tell you a little bit about the Above the Clouds Civil War battle. Very interesting. If you ever get a chance to look at the history of this area, look at Battle in the Clouds or Battle Above the Clouds, Civil War, battle that happened there in the 1800s. So, pretty interesting. I think I actually got into a little bit of bidding war because this started out pretty low, but I still got a pretty good deal on it. Paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but I had to have it because it was still, the price I paid was still cheaper than anywhere else I could find on eBay. Alright, so that concludes today's Mailbag Monday. I wanted to get this knocked out because I figured I had a pretty good amount of cards in here. There's probably a dozen or more cards I will open up today. But anyways, I got some more coming in. I got one seller I'm probably buying 20 cards from, that most of them I've never seen before. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'll probably do one whole Mailbag Monday on just that one seller when it does come in. But anyways, got some pretty interesting stuff here. Chattanooga and hometown parks, and those big postcards. I like those big postcards. They're pretty interesting, pretty cool. You don't see a lot of them too often anymore. But now one of my things is I got to figure out a way to start storing all these stuff. And I got a couple ideas, and maybe I'll do a little video on that. See how it goes. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.